If you have been burned or lost money in the drip network, in elephant money, or in the animal farm, guys, this video is for you. Whether you like Mystify or not, you're going to love this project. So I encourage you guys, check it out for yourselves and get out of that scammy DeFi space. These guys are only interested in filling their own pockets. Check out my reputation. Check out all the information I've shared with you guys in the past. And now I'm coming back at you with a very powerful and strategic platform that's going to earn you money. Let's get into it. All right, what's up, guys? This is another day and another video that's going to be packed with some knowledge bombs and information that's going to help you make wiser investments. And I'm going to show you quite a bit and teach you something about the project that I've released and DeFi projects that have come before this. Okay, so let's start off with something that is very important. I know a lot of you guys have already, particularly you guys in the Team Drip community that I sent the information out to. You guys have come out, start getting your Bitcoin wallet and everything, and looks like things are going pretty well. However, there have been a couple instances where you guys have not been understanding or respecting the minimum requirement to deposit in your wallet. Okay, so when you register for an account, I put this out here and I want to post it in this video to make it very clear again to everyone. There is a minimum deposit. You even have to acknowledge this before you can apply for your wallet. Okay, I acknowledge that I am aware of the minimum deposit requirement for this wallet. So when you click on this, in order to enable your registration, please read and understand this, guys. There is a minimum deposit of 0.0007 Bitcoin. There's a reason for this, and if you want the reason and explanation, go ahead and click on this, and it's going to take you to a video, because this explains to you how the Bitcoin network works with UTXOs. Okay, so this is very important for you guys to understand. It's not for the system to take your money or your Bitcoin, right? It's because of the way the blockchain is designed and how blocks and Bitcoin is transacted in the blockchain. And this will explain it in greater detail. Okay, so you guys understand that and know that when you sign up for a wallet, please, guys, if you send an amount under this, it's going to be taken. It's going to be completely lost. Okay. All right. And if you can't accept that, go ahead and click on I'll decline, and it will not allow you to get a wallet. Fair enough, right? If you understand, click on I understand, and then you'll be able to proceed with a wallet. Okay. All right. Now that that part is out the way, I was chatting with quite a few people, and this is going to be some exciting news for you guys. All right, so up until this point, I have not been sharing the link to these wallets, and there's a reason that I have behind that. I don't, like I say, this is going to be a white label site, so there will be multiple versions of this Bitcoin wallet software that will be released, and I don't want to preference one over another. So therefore, I haven't been sharing it. I only shared it with you guys that were in the Team Drip community and you guys that have reached out to me. Now, speaking of you guys reaching out to me, I am getting more and more inquiries about how do we access it. Okay. Uh, he was looking for my boy McNair. He was looking for how do you access the link? Do you have a link to the website? Right. I am getting this, and somehow people have are using my team drip because I am communicating off of this through my team drip email. However, guys, understand that once that domain expires, I will not be renewing it. Let's go out there to team drip and see what it's looking like at this point. You guys might get a kick out of this, right? But I just put this out there. So if anybody does come out to team drip, of course, it's no longer valid, right? But um, I am still using the email address for communication and getting the information out to you guys that were actually a part of it. Okay. So you guys are still using that address, and I'm communicating the URL to you, right? Well, it occurred to me that I can actually use a uh, a dummy URL, if you will. And on the back end, I will have that URL redirect to the various sites that are licensed for this software. So it will always point you to a valid site that is using the software for this Bitcoin wallet. Does that make sense? Well, you guys will see it in the future because I will start posting a link, but that link might change. One day it might be this day, one day it might be another day, all depending on uh, how the system randomizes it. Okay. So this opens the door for a lot more of you guys to come in. And just like I wanted to start small with a small group that were following me, or a small group of people that actually joined Team Drip and saw how that performed. Well, now you guys are understanding how the system performs, and I'm going to release it now to you guys in the Drip and Animal Farm communities. That was my next goal. All right. So this here will probably be the last video where I specify the Drip Network, Animal Farm, and Elephant Money in my title. Okay. Because I am, after this, I am going out to a broader community. But because I know we all suffered losses in Drip Network, in the Animal Farm, and in Elephant Money, my goal, because I was part of those communities, my goal is to help you guys come to a realization of that there is a system out here where you can actually make money. And everything about the system is being documented. I'm posting it in my videos so you guys will understand exactly how it works. And there won't be any hidden agendas, no narrative, no open doors for people to exploit it. So that's why I am presenting this to you guys. Drip Network, Animal Farm, and Elephant Money. All right. Now, with that said, let's move on to another thing. And this is an educational standpoint that I'm about to share with you guys right now, because many of you in the DeFi space have a wrong way of thinking, and it's costing you money. Okay. Drip Coach and I chatted a little bit in this video, and big ups to Drip Coach. He is always on the lookout for, hey, what works for you, what doesn't, and don't trust no one, right? But he chatted with me, and in my reply, something occurred to me. And it is the fact, the reason so many of us got wrecked is because we follow the hype. We follow what everybody else is saying, and we don't really dig and do the research for ourselves. And one of the things that kind of triggers us is the TVL. You guys notice that when you see all of these DeFi projects, it's talking about the total value locked. And the bigger that number is, the more incentive we have to invest our money in it, right? Because everybody else is. right? But understand, we see now through history that these people, many of those people are losing their money. It happened in drip, it's happening in the animal farm, it's happening in elephant money. So I made the statement, we need to change people's thinking about TVL because many think a project is solid if there is a lot of capital locked up in it. And this is my point here. There is nothing good about having your capital locked up. Think about this, guys. Why would you put your money into a system that's going to lock up your capital over a period of time, especially if it's a long period of time? So I want to show you an example of that right now. I just did a quick lookup because Animal Farm had a point where it had millions and millions of dollars, hundreds, right? And so I just looked this up real quick, and your boy Stunner Breezy posted this. So thank God that he actually leaves his videos out there, right? What's going on, guys? So when you click on this, we kind of see what the TVL used to be. And this was a year ago. I don't know the exact date, but the total value locked was $105 million. I think it got up way above that, but it was $105 million on the day that he posted this video, right? Now let's fast forward to today and look at it today. There's only 18 million out there. Okay. Yeah, that still seems like a lot of money, but it brought in so much more, guys. And to go from this amount to this amount, there was a lot of capital that was extracted. There's a lot of capital that moved hands from serious investors or people hoping to make money, and it went into the pockets of the people that actually put large amounts in there in the first place. Okay. So the moral of this is do not trust a project just because it has a lot of capital locked up in it. It's going on too much in DeFi, and too many of you guys are losing your money. Okay. That's one of the beautiful things about the project that I'm releasing. It does not lock up your capital, and you are still able to make returns that are comparable with current DeFi or the promises that DeFi gives to you. And you're going to see this in action. Either if you join it yourself or watch my videos or watch videos that other people start releasing when they see how much the system is kicking out. Okay. So I'm referring you guys. Hey, I've started some videos on using the wallet, so you can always come out here and check this. And like I say, this is the last time I'm gonna put Drip Network or Animal Farm or Elephant Money in my video. So if you guys want to stay with those platforms and continue to lose your money, please feel free to do so. But just know that there's a system out there right now, ready and available for you guys, where you can profit, and you will profit. Okay. All right. Now I'm starting to share the link, so we get that out the way. Anytime you come to any of my videos in the future, I'm going to have that link in the description. I'm going to have a link to verify the site in the description. I'm going to have a link to my Medium article that tells more about the platform and the mechanics of it in the description. All right. And at this time, I'm going to focus the attention on the project. All right. So let's jump back over here, because when I released a video yesterday, I started posting several accounts that I've created. So I've created an account for $100, $500, $1,000. I'm going to do 5,000, and I'm going to do 10,000. All right. And I'm doing this to show you guys how the system pays out. So yesterday, when you saw this Excel spreadsheet, it had a little bit less information, and I wanted to add some more because there's some tips that I'm going to share with you guys in this video about these wallets. All right, so let's jump into it real quick and I'm going to show you. All right, so I'm going to log into this $100 wallet. The way I'm logging this, guys, is in order for me, because like I say, you only want one wallet. You do not need multiple wallets. This can get confusing, but the way I'm tracking it is the way I name my email address, and I'm putting my email address next to the window that I use to log in with. So that's the only way I'm tracking it, guys. All right. I've shown you that you don't need that anymore. I've shown you that we don't need that anymore. Okay. So I know this is the account for my $100 wallet. So I'm going to log in. All right. I'm going to log in. And I'm going to see that as of today, look at that. The value is already at, the value of my Bitcoin is already at $100. So that's because the price of Bitcoin is still going up, right? So again, this is just a win, 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 win on top of everything else. Yet I still have credits that are being converted into Bitcoin remaining, right? All right, guys. Now, in this Excel spreadsheet, my goal was to specify to you guys, hey, once we recoup the deposit amount, because keep in mind there's a 10% fee on deposits from the blockchain. Okay, so once it reaches this amount, this 001517, which it has not reached yet, I'm going to put the date that happened here. And once it reaches that amount, of course, the credits still convert up to another 15%. So once that completes, I am going to put that amount here. All right. If you got any questions about that, watch my previous video. All right. There is a way, guys, to kind of get an estimate. So now that it's been 24 hours or over 24 hours since I created these accounts, I'm going to go in and show you a little tip. So if you just come into the system, basically these are all the numbers you need to see. There's a lot more involved when you get into the marketplace. There's a lot more involved when you look at the data that is readily available to you. So let's look at the data that is relevant to these accounts or these wallets, okay? So I know I came in, I put in $100 worth of Bitcoin, all right? Now, let's direct our attention to this value here. This is the Bitcoin that has been converted from credits. So keep in mind, it's always converting from credits to Bitcoin, okay? But this right here, when you click on this link, it gives you a daily perspective on how much credits are being converted or how many credits have been converted over the course of the past days that you've been in the system. All right. So when I started this, I did it like later in the day on the 6th. Okay. So it was this amount that was converted, and the equivalent in US dollar is $1.82. So this wallet has seen a full day on the 7th. It's seen a full day. Today is the 8th, right? It's seen a full day of activity. And throughout the entire day yesterday, it gave me an equivalent of $5.28. Okay, are you guys following that? So yesterday, in converting credits to Bitcoin, it gave me $5.28. Now, with that in mind, let's look at that. Let's remember that's $5.28 on average a day. Now, keep in mind, guys, this number will change because there are a lot of dynamics that go into how it's converting on a daily basis. It could be it's system-wide evaluations, it's account or wallet evaluations. Like if you come out and try to sell some credits, that's going to lower your credit amount, and it will at that point readjust and say, okay, this is how many credits they have left, and this is how many I'm going to start distributing, right? And that's why I tell you guys, I'm just testing these accounts out right here, And I'm not going to use the marketplace as of yet. I'm going to get into the power of that later on. Okay. But just so you guys know, that $5.28 per day, let's say on average, we're going to even lower that. Let's say it was $4.50. Okay. We'll use that number because it might go down, it might go up, but let's use $4.50 at this point. Now let's look at the amount of credits that were issued to me from my deposits. So I had a deposit here, and let's look at the details of what I received in credits. Okay. Now I received 25%. This is the amount of credits that were issued to my account. All right. And this is that 15% net increase. So this is what I will walk away with in profit. Okay. Now follow me on this, guys. In order to fulfill everything, I need to receive all of my credits, all of it that was issued to me, the whole 25%. So in this case, is that amount in credits or $25.57 worth of Bitcoin. Better yet, the reason this is above 25 is because the price of Bitcoin went up. So let's stick to the Excel spreadsheet and know that if I deposited a value that's worth in US dollar $100, I can expect my net earnings, profits, to be $15. The same here. If I deposit $500, I can expect it to be $75 when I walk away. If I deposit $1,000, I can expect to walk away with $150. Okay. So let's just use this in general. All right. So, but at this point, we know that by the time I leave, I should have $25 worth of additional Bitcoin, right? So let's take that and let's consider the number we got from here on a daily basis, which is $5.28. We say we're going to call it $4.50. All right. So if we know that the system will pay out $25.57 to complete its 15% obligation to me, I can divide $4.50 into that and determine how many days on average it will take to complete that. Okay. So we're going to take that $25.57 divided by $4.50. So on average, it'll take me maybe 5 or 6 days to get that full return. Okay. Now, in this Excel spreadsheet, I'm going to put the exact day it took to return both the deposit here and for my 15% extra to go here. I'm going to put those dates there. But for now, I'm going to say, hey, what is the estimated days? So on this $100 deposit, it's going to take me 5.68 days. So let's go ahead and say 5.68. All right. Once I enter this, some of these numbers are going to change so you'll understand what's happening. Okay. If that happened and I'm only making $4.50 a day, right? That's going to average out over the course of a year, over the course of this processing information out. It's going to say, give me an average of $2.64 per day. Okay. All this is doing is dividing the amount of days, which I've gotten here, by the amount that I should have paid out to me. Okay. And when it averages that out over the course of time, this 5-day period, it's ultimately saying, hey, I'd make $2.64 a day, which if you continue to drop $100 in every 5.68 days, you would walk away at the end of the day with an annual profit of $963, which is a APY of 963%. Okay. Follow me on this, guys. If you got any questions at this point, please leave them in the comments because we're going to continue on. Now, since I've explained what I just explained, I'm going to do the same with $500 wallet and the $1,000 wallet. So let's look at the $500 wallet I have here. Okay, we're going to log into this. All right, so we'll come down here and say, okay, how much money am I making here? On the 7th, it's paying me out about $10 a day. Okay, so we'll go ahead and use that $10. I mean, there's no need in fudging the numbers. We'll just go ahead and use that $10. All right, and ultimately, I should be paid out from the credits issued $127. So let's just do a quick $127 divided by 10. All right, let's put that in our chart. So that would take 12.7 days to complete my full $75 payout. Okay, now let's look at the $1,000 wallet that I put out here. All right. And let's see what this is kicking out to get an average of that. Bitcoin converted per day. Let's look at the 7th. So it was kicking out $11.69 per day. I should receive 256. 256 divided by 11.69 it was. All right. So it would take, let's say, 22 days to complete that. All right. All this column is right here, guys, is the number of estimated days that I've calculated from its current payouts, okay, which I am getting from here. It's paying out 11 some change a day, and it owes me 256. All right. Now, let's look at these numbers in a little bit more detail, okay. We know that earnings is paying out. So this column right here is giving us an estimate based on an amount that I deposited in a day. I am earning this amount per day. For a $100 deposit, I'm getting about $2.50 a day. For a $500 deposit, I'm getting about $5.91 a day. For a $1,000 deposit, I'm getting about close to $7 a day, right? And it's yielding this much in profits. But this right here column, understand, guys, this is only if I was to continue dropping $1,000 every 22 days, or $500 every 12 days, or $100 every 5 days. Because once it pays out the credits on what's due on that $100, it stops, right? When you get to the point where you have 0 credits, there's nothing more for the system to pay out. It's fulfilled its complete obligation based on your deposit or based on however many credits you purchased in the marketplace. Okay, does that make sense, guys? So this kind of gives you an idea total, and this kind of gives you an idea of the APY that the system generates. So while you look at the site and it boasts 15%, which it will kick out. But again, remember, this is 15% on your deposit and not 15% APY. When you start looking at the real APYs, they get to be a lot better. It's all based on when you put deposits in, when you receive your deposits, and how you use those deposits. If you use them in the marketplace, if you receive them on chain or off chain, all of this stuff, right? But you are looking at much greater APYs. All right. Now, with that said, I want you guys to understand this as well. You might look at $100 and say, that has the maximum APY. I think I'll deposit $100 worth of Bitcoin every 5 or 6 days. Don't do this, guys. Okay, because you have to understand also that the Bitcoin blockchain charges transaction fees, right? So in order to get this 15%, those deposits have to come from the blockchain. And you are going to be paying about $10 for a transaction to go through. And if you want to move this money out of the system, you're going to have to be paying $10 to send it out. And stop and think about that now, because what good is $15 when you already paid $10 to put your money in the system? And if you wanted to take your money out, yeah, the system is going to give you that extra $15. But if you pull that out, you're only going to pay an extra $5, right? So is it really worth doing this if you are going to send $100 every 5 days or so? I mean, you can determine that. It would not really make sense putting in this low amount. Okay. However, there is a strategy in the marketplace, because the whole concept of this design is not to forget us small fries. If we don't have a lot to deposit or put in the system, well, the system will accommodate for that. And it does so in the marketplace. So in a case like this, yes, I could put in $100 worth of Bitcoin. I could receive some credits, but with the Bitcoin that I have remaining, man, it's time now. Okay. With the Bitcoin that I have remaining, if I'm not going to move this Bitcoin out of the system, which I can do, I can click on send Bitcoin and send my Bitcoin out, right? But if I'm not going to move this out of the system for a while, I need to go over here to the marketplace and see if there's anything out here available where I can buy credits at a discount. Okay? Because some DGens may want to get out here and make a quick profit, get their Bitcoin quick and be gone. So they will sell their credits. Someone like me that's more interested in accumulating my Bitcoin position will come out here and see a credit or a discount on some Bitcoin like this, buy it up, right? And then start the process. Now I have more credits that has a 1-to-1 ratio with Bitcoin that will be converting into Bitcoin. Okay. Does that make sense, guys? So this is not just for people that are whales or have a ton of Bitcoin. This will satisfy every aspect, and this is just one feature of the wallet, right? So let's continue. If you put in $500, right, you're looking at a APY of 4.31%. But that is, again, if you deposit $500 every 12 days or so. The same principle here, if you deposited $1,000 every 22 days, right, you can walk away with $2,400 a year. Now, I know this sounds harsh, bad, and awful. Remember what I just said about the $100. This is not the type of money you want to move in your wallet and then back out of your wallet off chain, because the transaction fees that Bitcoin charges is going to eat it up. But if you deposit values like $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000, what happens? Well, you get more earnings from that, which will cover those transaction fees. So rather than depositing $1,000 every 22 days, let's look at what that would be. If this requires me to deposit $1,000 every 22 days, that means I would have to deposit $22,000 in order to earn $2,400 that year. All right. That's logical. And that's a logical way of thinking. But understand, people, remember, you do not have to lock up your capital. You do not have to put in $1,000 today and then put in another $1,000 on the 22nd. What you can do is reuse that $1,000. Just like I did in the video yesterday, when I dropped $1,000 into the system, I moved that $1,000 out and I put $5,000 in here. you can essentially do the same thing with that $1,000 investment. You put $1,000 in, right? You wait for them 22 days, you get that $150. And at this point, with your $1,150, you can either go to the marketplace and buy Bitcoin at a discount, or you can transfer those same funds out of your wallet, out of your yield bearing wallet, into an address that you own, and then put that $1,000 right back in. What does that do for you guys? You're going to charge, you'll probably be charged $10 to move the money out. And that $10 is for the Bitcoin blockchain, right? You're moving that money out, that $10 out, and then you're putting $1,000 back in. So that's going to cost you an additional, let's say $20, maybe $30, right? But over the course of that 22 days, what happened? You still earned $150. So if you take that $30 that you paid in transaction fees out, oops, I didn't do that right. 150 minus 30, you still made a net profit of $120. You put $1,000 back in the system, and now it's continuing to churn and convert those credits into Bitcoin. Are you guys getting this? You're starting to learn how powerful this system is, because it's not based on total value locked. This system does not want to lock up your capital. It's based on transaction fees. And as transaction fees come into the system, it uses those to reimburse and fulfill the 15% obligation that it has for everyone. All right. So I just wanted to drop that, because this is sound wisdom from the designer, from the developer. I'm teaching you guys how this system works. And this is, again, is just one aspect of it. So you can essentially start with a $1,000 payment, or $5,000, or $10,000. We're going to run these numbers so we can kind of get some more ideas, but still be able to walk away with the annual profit of this, if you use the strategy that I just mentioned. And that's, again, just in that aspect. That has nothing to do with the marketplace. And it also has nothing to do with the amount of money that you will be saving to transact in Bitcoin. You can send Bitcoin to anybody you want to at minimum cost. Forget those $10, forget them $20. Sometimes it could be up to $30 to send a Bitcoin transaction. That is out the window when you're using these wallets. All right, guys, that's all I got for you in this video. If you got any questions, comments, please leave them in the description. You guys that are using the site and you're seeing it proven, I mean, I'm showing you on this site, as you get out here, please come out, drop your feedback in the comment section. All right, because these are the type of things that help support and validate what the system is doing. And as this continues to grow, and like I say, I am at this point going to get beyond the drip network, beyond elephant money and all that, because DeFi just is not kicking out returns. This right here is going to kick out returns, and this is for the world, not just for the DeFi and the drip and the animal farm and elephant money communities, right? This right here is going to kick out for the world. All right, guys, that's all I got for you in this one, and we'll holler on the next one. Peace out.